America's first chain store. Forgot what I was going to say. This one was moved here from Manti, or Nephi, brick by brick, as each one was numbered, and rebuilt up here. We're now passing the drugstore. You can go in there and find out some of the formulas they had. I think the formula was more dangerous than what the disease was. The chair you see up here on top of the wood cabinet shop, it's just advertising. It's actually the fact I ordered a high chair, and that's what Jim gave me. It was just a form of advertising for people that cannot speak English. They knew that woodwork was being done there. So as you pass this house, you'll notice there's a boot in front of it. So this is where you'd go to get your shoes. You didn't have to worry about left and right shoes, because at that time they made one shoe and it would fit either the right foot or the left foot. And the longer you wore it, the more it wore into your pattern and became a left or right foot. Way down here we have the tithing office. The faithful of the church would give 1/10 of their income to the church to help promote it. And that means if you had 10 sheep, you gave one of them. If you had 10 children, well, you'd have to make a decision. They didn't actually take children. We're passing the Nephi grit mill. This is where you take your wheat and your corn and have it ground down into flour or meal. Right now it's the home of our mountain man rendezvous area. You can go in and learn a little bit about being a mountain man. Over on this side and you'll see our mini train. It's a fun little ride, goes around a small little pond, has a good view of the Salt Lake Valley. We got people looks like they're waiting for it. As around the corner up here you will see a large teepee. This is our Native American area. It's a tribute to the 5 Native Americans. Tribes are called Utah Home, which would be the Ute, Paiute, Pashute, Shoshone, and Navajo.
With this bricks in there? Yeah.
At the bottom of the hill, you'll see the gold panning area. You can go down, try to strike it rich. Whatever gold you find, you can keep.
Why are you just doing a full circle?
Oh, we're going to go to the farm.
The ship you can see there is Brooklyn. Right now it's under construction, so that you can't enter it. The Brooklyn actually brought close to 100 children from Brooklyn, New York to San Francisco. What they didn't know is they had to make a trip to Hawaii, which was no way. This is the highest point of the park, so if you feel like walking, this is the best place because it's downhill every direction. Feel like you want to see the Children's Memorial, just go down past gold panning, make a left-hand turn, and follow it down. It's kind of a nice little trail, and it's shady and cool about this time of day. Okay, I don't see anybody else trying to catch up with us, so all aboard.
Full steam ahead.
That was really weak. We could do better. Got an engineer that says she couldn't even hear it. As you pass the Indian village here, you also see the treasure house. It's kind of a Lincoln log deal. Abraham Lincoln said that Utah at one point would become the treasure house of the nation. We have several minerals here that are not found anywhere else in the country. And we also have a large production of gold, silver, copper, platinum, and other things I can't remember. The trees you see, if you look on the left and the right, they are all joined together underneath the ground by a root system. They're only grow in this area. They're mountain hybrid oak, scrub oak. They all have the same root system, and the biologists tell us that the first tree is over 2,000 years old. If you look off on your right-hand side, you'll see a gray adobe building. This is the home of Mary Fielding Smith. She's rather a unique lady that I admire a lot. She was told that she could not join a wagon train because she was a widow, she had 7 children, and she was slowing down. So being the person she is, she said, "I will not only not need your help, but I will beat you to the valley." She made it here a day ahead of the wagon train and never asked for help from them. She settled in downtown Salt Lake, but said it was too crowded and moved out to what is the south end of Sugar House now, which was at that point a 2-hour walk from Salt Lake. You can make it in 15 minutes unless you're on 7th East, and that might take another hour and a half. The white obelisk you see down there is the place where most historians believe Brigham Young said this is the right place. Off on this side, you'll see a lot of monuments to various children. This is our Pioneer Children Memorial. Unfortunately, 660 children lost their lives coming from Nauvoo to Salt Lake. This does not include those who were with the Mormon Battalion or came by ship. The rock monuments you see here have the engravement of all 660 children ages 0 to 17. We're now coming upon the Deseret Hospital. We didn't have a lot of doctors and nurses here at the time when the pioneers arrived, so Brigham sent 25 young women back east to learn how to become nurses. They had to take a crash course. They were able to do this in 2 weeks. They came back here and took care of quite a few colonies and people. And my great-grandfather was actually delivered by one of them. So I think they did a good job. As we come to the next stop, this is Smoot Hall. This building represents the building that would be the foundation for Brigham Young University. The original one is in Provo. It did burn down, but they built the new Smoot Hall right on the foundation of that one.
We're going to go to the next stop.
So once again, please remain seated as we're going, and I will say all aboard, and you'll say full steam ahead. So all aboard.
Full steam ahead!
That was a massive improvement over the last one. Well, we just managed to leave 2 office workers behind. That's okay. They were late.
Or did you go to the school?
As we get ready to pass this, you'll see a small eagle gate. This is a small memorial to the one that originally sat by Brigham Young's house up in Salt Lake City. The original is still there. It has been changed 4 times for the widening of State Street. On the same side, you'll see a large, this is a place monument. This was dedicated on July 24th, 1947, for the 100th anniversary of the pioneers arriving here. You'll see at the top Brigham Young and his 2 assistants. You'll see monuments depicting Spanish explorers, mountain men, fur traders, various pioneers and explorers, and our Native Americans. Way down on this side, you'll see a pink house. It's not Barbie's farmhouse. This is Brigham Young's experimental farmhouse. Brigham Young never lived there, but Mark Twain and Ulysses Grant did spend evenings there. The purpose of the farm was to see what seeds would grow here in Utah and what wouldn't. People from all over the world would bring plants, starts, and try them out here. Some succeeded, some didn't. The apple orchard you see is not the original one. The original one could produce apples that weighed over 1 pound each. You could make a apple pie out of it, which was okay because they usually had apple pies for breakfast. My wife will tell me I can have them for lunch and dinner too, as long as I cook them. We're passing the Liberty. This is where you can go see our small animals. Visit the blacksmith shop, or take a chance and pull one of the hand carts around the track here and see just how much fun they may have had.
Walking truck was so fun.
We remember, ours was only a short trip. Theirs was just a little over 1,500 miles.